Can he have momentary success doing some of the stuff that he does? Of course, against Canelo. Question is it sustainable for a 12-round fight?
All right, welcome everybody to another special BDA Boxing Film Analysis. This is your host, Mr. BDA, and today I am being joined by special guests, Recognize Demetrius and Gonzalo. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And I can't forget Bucho as well, my co-host. There we go.
I'm here.
Fantastic.
What's up, Bucho?
What up?
All right, so in this video, we're going to be taking a look at, there's a lot of talk around the internet about who deserves a shot at Canelo. Is it Charlo? Is it Andrade? Is Canelo avoiding those guys? Blah, blah, blah. So we're going to take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of each guy and see if they are worthy of fighting Canelo. Who has earned himself a shot at Canelo? So in today's episode, we're going to be focusing on Andrade first. And we're going to be focusing on his fight against Kolke, the very tough Kolke. Now, Kolke is a guy who gave Derevchenko a very tough fight. He also gave Zulensky a couple of tough rounds in there. And of course, against Andrade, gave him a real tough fight. We're not looking at Andrade Zulensky because Zulensky is not representative of the type of opponent that Canelo is. He's longer. He doesn't really have hooks. So we're going to be taking a look at Kolke, who really tried to push Andrade. And like Gonzalo said, he's got a more similar build to Canelo than Zulensky did. So we're going to be taking a look at the strengths of Andrade and some of his weaknesses. All right. And then we're going to be able to determine later on in the next episode of the series whether it's Andrade or Charlo who deserves a shot at Canelo. So without further ado, let's get her started. All right, guys. So I'm just going to show you a couple of clips here of Andrade. One of the things I like about him is his hand speed. Now, as you can see, he's got a, decent jab. He's going there to the body with it. Let me see. He didn't really jab all that much in this fight, however. That's one of the things that really surprised me. Now, he's 1-2 based on that jab. Is actually pretty good. I mean, look at him here in slow motion. He's making Kolke follow him, and then he just makes him run into a nice 1-2 there. And it's enough to break Kolke's guard. In other words, make him respect him. So how would you guys, as we're watching a couple of clips here, how would you guys rate Andrade's power based on what you've seen and based on this fight here?
Average.
Average at best. He's explosive in the beginning of fights because he's fast, but he's explosive minus the heavy hands.
Mm-hmm.
So he can get a knockdown early, but he don't put him away.
Respectable?
It's respectable because he's a big guy. He's like Jacobs. He reminds me of the Jacobs type. I would say Jacobs has more power because he probably puts more into it. But it's respectable, but not, like, to put it in content. I think that if he fights Canelo, that's not gonna do shit to Canelo. That's not gonna make him say, "Oh, I gotta watch out for something here."
Now, I'm looking at the clips that I've compiled here. I cannot, for the life of me, find many clips where he jabbed. And this is, look at this. This is in the 10th round, and this is the only about 4 clips of him jabbing. Now, he's got a good up jab here, but you do need a jab to keep a guy like Canelo busy. We saw how Canelo neutralized Kovalev's jab, how he neutralized Jacobs' jab, which is a pretty snappy jab itself. What do you guys think? Is his lack of jab going to be a bit of a problem against Canelo?
Well, I'm going to disagree with the Kovalev jab. He didn't neutralize anything there, but
right.
he would definitely neutralize that jab.
Mm-hmm.
Against Andrade. He kind of reminds me of, in terms of the stance and the way he delivers punches, he reminds me of Jacobs. And if you look at the Jacobs fight, yeah, he got caught with a few of those. He got caught with a few jabs here and there, but you can see that Canelo's explosiveness go inside to get inside of that jab gave Jacobs a lot of problem.
Mm-hmm.
And why wouldn't I think he's going to do the same thing to Andrade? Like, he would have the same type of success, if not better, against Andrade if they were to fight. I could see him, even taking that jab, but it doesn't do anything, and it still allows, for Canelo to counterpunch off his jab and get on the inside of that jab. Even if he gets nipped or hit, it doesn't do anything to him.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you gotta have, the reason why we mentioned the power is because you need to have some form of punching power to make Canelo respect you. Otherwise, he's gonna have his way with you from the outside, inside, whatever. Now, here, as you can see, he was countering Colque with a nice right hook. It's not just his left hand. You know, most times when you see a southpaw, you think, oh, it's gonna be the left hand. In this one, it's very smart here what he does. See how he's probing, he waits for Colque to throw the right, and with his left, he parries the right and immediately counters with a nice right hook. Colque overshoots the distance, and meanwhile, all Andrade has to do is pivot away. Very good rudimentary boxing skills here from, I mean, it's simple, but it's not easy to do, especially against a guy like Colque.
How much power can he generate throwing a punch like that?
Well, let's see another clip here.
Yeah.
Boom. See that? I mean, it's okay. Let me ask Gonzalo. What do you think of the punching technique here? I mean, I know it's hard to have perfect technique when you're getting jumped on by a guy like Colque, but I mean, isn't that what isn't that what separates the pros from the the champions from the contenders?
Well, he's not there.
In other
That's
words,
not bad. Actually, can I just give my little thoughts? That's not bad. What he just did right there. It's not bad. You see, look, he's backing up a little bit, then plants his front foot and gets it in. Obviously, he doesn't get all the torque in, right? But you're gonna see him right on the back foot, then stop and generate some power. So it's actually not bad. It just doesn't do nothing. It doesn't do nothing though.
It's a quick reaction. I mean, you gotta give him back. He reacted properly when the Colque is coming in. He lands the hook, but it's like technique-wise, he's not turning on his punch. But I gave him credit.
Right.
He saw it coming.
Yeah, listen, he's undefeated for a reason. It's not, we're not trying to dog him. It's just, we're having high standards. We're going to have very high standards here because you need to have high standards against a guy like Canelo, Golovkin, even a guy like Jacobs, who I think is still the third best middleweight in the world. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what makes Andrade good. And that is, of course, reflexes, as he should have. He's a young fighter. And the hand speed. Here you see him flurrying. Again, like I said, not much being done, but that hand speed can shock certain opponents.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find another clip. See that how he drives Colque back there? Let's see that in slow motion again. So he catches the right hand a little bit, but he's rolling away from it. Takes a step back. He's not running. He's still trying to jab, trying to keep Colque away from him. He changes levels with him. Body shot, right hook, flurry here. Nice little flurry. Backs Colque up.
He's mainly not hitting anything, right?
Yeah, but he's trying though. That's the
No, of course, yeah.
He's backing him up, I guess.
And he's pretty sneaky.
What he's doing is
his left hand.
Colque sees him as being predictable. That's why he was able to block off those shots with just some simple, high guard, having your guard by your face while you're throwing punches,
Hey, but Colque's making Andrade look slick or something, just coming in like that. Let's also mention that, right? The way Colque's coming in, lunging and running into this, like, come on.
But Colque's not right. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, Colque's not paying for anything.
No.
Colque right now is trying to establish his distance because he's a shorter guy, so he's trying to get within punching position. And what I see that Andrade does, he throws a very sneaky left hand because he's long and awkward. He tries to throw it under and over and come around the side of that kind of like a Philly guard that Colque uses. He tries to come around the face, around the gloves, but he's missing a lot while doing that.
Yeah, very good point, Gonzalo. Early on in the fight, Colque, like Bucho said, he's jumping in, but at the same time, he's trying to find the proper range so he can stop coming forward, because he jumps in, but he keeps coming forward and forward and forward. At some point during the fight, you're going to see he starts establishing his range a little bit more. This is a clip here where you can see this is the third round, and Andrade finally says, okay, you know what? I'm going to have to stand in there a little bit with the guy to get his respect. And you can see he's digging down. They're exchanging. But like Reck and I said, a little bit too predictable. Hook, hook, hook. There, finally, he threw an uppercut. There, another uppercut. But if the plan was to make Colque respect him, this wasn't necessarily the best option. I mean, he could have just continued stepping back and shocking him with his hand speed. But here's something that I really like about Andrade. See how he's coming forward, his hands up, does a little bit of a feint with the left, makes Kolke drop down because he thinks something's coming. So he drops and boom, eats a nice little right uppercut. Boom. And
that's a good punch. It actually looks like he's gonna belt him to the body, but he goes upstairs with it. Similar to what Canelo does to Bucho.
Yep.
Deception.
He goes low, but then he brings
Oh, that's a low blow right there. But hey, listen. So he's trying to go to the body. Okay, this one is something that he can use against a guy like Canelo or Charlo. If he see there Kolke is flurrying, he's just taking his time. I think he's a little tired, and boom. Again, not really driving that left uppercut through, but you can see he's trying to aim for that plexus. Ooh, and see how Kolke reacts to it? He actually gets pushed back because this is very dangerous for Kolke because he just expanded a lot of energy. And then when he least expected, he gets caught with a nice little shot on the plexus. Now, you guys know, if you get hit in the plexus, it doesn't have to be a hard shot. It just has to be like a stabbing motion. Yeah. And that's going to take some wind out of you. So, smart from Andrade there.
Yeah. And he's a left-hander, so he's using that to go to the right side of the body.
And you could see it did have a little effect on him.
Because here, Andrade is showing good defense, but it's partially because Kolke is doing a lot of the job easy for him. He's just coming in 1-2, 1-2, getting way too close and allowing. But again, that's to Andrade's credit. He's making him, fight. He's making him work for it. He's not just letting him have free shots in there.
Yeah. It's a strategy on Andrade's part.
Now he starts getting a little tired, as you can see, but he's still able to, like Gonzalo said, here with he turns righty, and he rolls with the right hand, dips down, gets close, and see how Kolke allows himself to get smothered, and even then he can't land much here. So as a righty, he's pretty decent as well, Andrade. Let me just see a couple of last clips here. Defense here. See how he reminds me a little bit of Chris Bird too. But, and we're going to take a look at the comparison to Austin Trout as well, whom Canelo beat about 7 years ago. See, nice little reflexes there. Even though he's tired, he can still function pretty well. Make Kolke work for it, as I said. All right, so that's about it for him. We saw he's got a good left hand. Right hooks seems to be maybe his primary weapon here against Kolke, counter him. And some nice body shots, decent body shots, good 1-2s, flashy combinations. Nothing that really snapped Kolke's head back too much, but nevertheless, good enough offense.